got me on that one.
Did I?
That was pretty good. Did you know he was going to do that?
No, I had no idea.
Did you hear?
Of course I heard.
That's pretty good.
A little of that old spade magic.
You were clever.
Yeah, he got clever all of a sudden.
That was surprising.
Normally he's not very funny, but
no, he's
in that
not.
moment,
He's not the funny
not
guy.
the funny guy.
Every 7 years, I land one.
Guys.
Misha.
Hi, Misha. Hi.
Hi.
Did you have travel trouble? I'm just curious how your arrival was.
I missed one flight.
By your own fault or weather?
No, but delayed flight. Yeah, I had three. It took me 3 flights to get here, which felt like a lot. But it also felt like, of course, that's not going to work out. You know, so
Right.
I went in with very low expectations. Kind of like anytime we're going to hang
Anytime
out.
you're gonna talk to me, or
Right. But I was so determined to come back here to Norfolk. Norfolk is like, it's my home away from home.
Is it really?
I have spent so much time, well, I was here once, and and it was transformative. Literally, it was I came here in the year I came here in the year 1997.
wow.
For the very first time, and this is my second time. And I was at the time I was working for the U.S. Navy.
I assume as a song and dance man.
Are you gonna say thank you for your service?
No, because I don't know what you were doing, and I think it was probably unsavory.
I came to Norfolk to record an industrial for the Navy on fire safety on ships.
Wow.
And it was pretty important. I think a lot of people are now crediting the work that I did for the U.S. being victorious overseas in numerous battles.
Right.
And it was how I got into the Screen Actors Guild, and it was my first time acting on camera.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
This is
And it all happened here.
asking for a friend. Are you wearing a sailor suit in this video?
Of course I'm wearing a jaunty little tight-fitting sailor suit. I actually, are you guys able to Google and find that on the internet, that video? I think because Rich and Rob don't want to leave stage. They don't want to go back and call their families and do other stuff
Eat our lunch.
backstage.
No. Also, I know when the fans come to see Misha Collins.
Hey, don't go.
When people want to see a Misha Collins panel.
Look, there it is.
What?
Do we have volume on this? Can we hear it?
Let's check it out. Whoa! What's this?
What is this?
I'm not gonna do any hot work here till I...
Evaluate risk, guys.
That's your porno name. Evaluate risk.
Wait. Oh, wait, don't stop it. It was so good.
Now I don't know what that was. Dude, that was magic. Oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen, evaluate risk.
Work order,
That was really
respirator, safety glasses, hearing protection, face shield, gloves, tools. Okay, good to go. Here we go. Okay, let's check it out.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Yeah.
What's this?
Ooh.
I'm not gonna do any hot work here till I find out what that stuff is.
Smart
If it's
guy.
volatile and a spark hits it, me and a lot of other people could be toast.
This was the 1950s.
Chief? Don't tell me you're finished already. No, Chief, I didn't
Well, why
start.
not?
Well, there's some kind of liquid dripping on the deck, and I thought it was too risky to work in there until we find out what's leaking. Yeah, well, you're right. I'll have to call Senior Chief Romero and have him check on it. It's his space. Hang on. Hey, Biddle. Senior Chief says what you saw on the deck was fuel. If it had caught a spark, it would have caused a problem. You did a smart thing, Biddle. You used your head. Good.
File your taxes 100%.
I think you see that and you know that guy's gonna have a career. Woo, holy smokes. You think that the Navy actually did put that out. There were young recruits had to watch that video. I would think that somebody, a higher up, would see that and be like, okay, well, we're not gonna use that. This makes us look stupid. No, it doesn't. Oh, all right. But I guess it's a good point, because I did identify the fuel. Another way you can tell that it's fuel is, it's totally fucking obvious. Everybody knows what gas smells like. Anyway, it was yellow. It could have been anything. It could have been... Everyone, I have to call attention to something. I am currently wearing red shoelaces, and I've been told by multiple people that that is a secret code marker for being a white nationalist. And I am not a white nationalist, as far as you know. So I can't find another shoelace, okay? Nobody has a shoelace that's long enough for these boots, so I apologize, but just wanted to be, clear about that. Not why I'm wearing a red shoelace. I just thought it was cool, and then I found out about this bad history. Also, how did they get to steal red shoelaces? That's not fair. Guys, hi. Listen, I want to talk about something serious for a second because I just came across it and I thought it was just so lovely. And I'm not supposed to talk about politics up here, but I'm going to talk about politics up here. I think there are a lot of people, I'm one of them, who are really kind of like following the news closely and are really like spending a lot of time thinking and talking about politics right now. And yesterday, David Brooks submitted his an op-ed in the New York Times about his resignation. He's leaving the New York Times. David Brooks is a conservative columnist who's written for the New York Times for a long time. And I'm not a conservative. My political perspective is pretty, left-leaning. But David Brooks's goodbye to the New York Times and starting the next chapter of his career essay was in the New York Times yesterday. I just think everybody should read it. It was so great. Because what it was saying is the real problem in this country is that we've just lost our moral bearings. We're not driven by the spirit of this, the patriotic spirit of this country that drove us for so many decades, for so many centuries, right? And we're just being selfish jerks as an operating ethos in our country. And I just thought, what a wonderful perspective. We just have to find that ethical, moral grounding, that foundation from which to operate, and then we're gonna be a great country together again and bridge all of these divides. And there are too many divides, there's too much division, there's too much polarization, and I just thought it was it was one of the best commentaries that I've heard in this political moment, and it was from somebody who's really, not on my side of the political spectrum, and I just wanted to call attention to it because I thought it was lovely. There's my little diatribe. David Brooks, New York Times, yesterday. Okay, so we've covered my early career, white nationalism, and an essay that I enjoyed. What else can we talk about? My daughter went to her first school dance last night. Oh, it was so sweet. It was such a funny thing. She goes to this totally preppy little private school because the public middle schools in our town suck for some reason. My son's in a public high school, which is great, but the middle schools are not great. So she's in this totally preppy school, and they have a school dance where they invite the other preppy schools to come. And so it's a junior high. And one of the boys from one of the other schools 2 years in a row at this event, have put drugs in the food and drinks. And they keep inviting them back. What the hell is going on? So there's like strict rules. Nobody's allowed. But Mason, my daughter, was like, "Mom said it's fine. Just I have to open a container and drink it and not set it down again." I'm like, oh my God, that's your first school dance experience? Like somebody is going to be like spreading drugs around? And then she was sick in the morning yesterday, too sick to go to school. And I was like, oh, honey, and I was traveling, so I was just texting with her. And I was like, oh, honey, I'm so sorry, you're gonna miss your dance. And she's like, oh no, Dad, I'm gonna go. So she's gonna be the one spreading. So she's gonna get everybody sick. It won't be the drugs, it'll be my daughter. Okay. Well, it's exciting to be back here in Norfolk. I wonder if they'll let me back on a battleship. Because of my earlier career in the Navy. What is that called? Stolen valor, when someone pretends to have been in the military but wasn't. That's what I'm doing right now. I see that. All right, do you have a question?
Yes.
Hi, I like your costume. I don't know what it is about it. There's something there.
My name's Hannah.
Hi, Hannah.
So I know Castiel doesn't wear flannel, but if he did...
You don't know what Castiel wears under, right?
So, but Misha, what color flannel would you wear? If you had to wear one color flannel for the rest of your life, what color would it be?
Wow, for the rest of my life. Why are you asking me this question? How is it that this question rose to the top for you? Like, okay, I'm only gonna have one chance to talk to him. There's one thing I really gotta know. What color flannel?
I don't know. I thought about it a while ago.
Really?
Yeah.
This is a long-running
Yes.
curiosity for you.
Yes.
Do you have an inclination yourself as to what Castiel would wear? It's for Castiel or for me?
You.
Oh. That's a bit personal, isn't it? Red. Wow, what incredible disappointment! You're apparently not the only person that's thought about this question. People were like, oh, shit, I was afraid he was gonna say that.
Would there be any
I
pattern
can't be
to
a
it?
fan anymore. What?
Would there be any pattern to it?
Any
plaid,
pattern?
Like
Any
plaid,
pattern?
anything?
Isn't flannel by definition pattern?
Well, like, would it be like two-tone?
Two-tone?
Yeah, like red and black, or red and something.
Yeah, probably. Do we have to keep talking about this? What is happening? It's gonna be red. And we know that as a base, but I'm not gonna offend any more people by adding any other colors into it. I'm gonna leave it at that. Thank you for asking that probing question. I feel somehow violated. Hi. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. You might have to get closer to the microphone. Does that feel intimidating to you?
A little bit.
Okay, there we go. That's better.
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thank you.
So, answering for yourself personally and for Cass, who has been the most influential person in your life and why?
Well, influence. It's big. Jared and I were stuck on stage together at a panel in Rome, Italy, like a decade ago. And somebody asked a very similar question about influence. And Jared and I, for some reason, got into this long-winded riff. I'm just catching you up right now on something that's an important bit of history. A long-winded riff about influence, where influence was really, we were using that word as a proxy for, oh Jesus, why have I backed myself into this corner? I'm just gonna say it for ejaculate. And and it went on forever. And so whenever Jared or I hear the word influence now, we both, we just immediately go to that. And so your question is difficult for me because I can't shake that memory. But anyway, Jared has had a lot of influence on me. Probably, for Castiel, I would say it's probably, Rick. Now I can't even answer the question because it's all, I ruined it. I was gonna say Dean, but now everybody's gonna be like, a lot of Dean's influence in Cass. And I would say for myself, probably the most influential person has been this. Now we're erasing everything I said before because otherwise this would be disgusting. But my mother, you know, I think that that's probably true of just about everybody in this room. They can probably point to a parent and say that person had most shaped their lives. But my mother definitely was a standout in that department, for better and for worse. There were a lot of things that were very unusual about my upbringing and the way in which she approached it. She was totally fearless in her pursuit of like a vision of how to raise her kids that had nothing to do with what anyone else was doing. And we were homeless, and we were you know, stealing our food and breaking all the rules, and it was actually like so enriching in so many ways, literally, as we were stealing. But I think it also just like it was really hard in a lot of ways, but it made me I think chart an unusual course in my life, because I was sort of raised in a vacuum of lawlessness, and that definitely has shaped me. If you want, you can come hear my life story tonight at my show. I think that we still have some seats left, so you know, there you go. There's a little plug. Thank you for helping me plug my show so seamlessly just now. Appreciate it.
Hi, Cass. I'm
Hi.
Cheyenne. This is my first convention.
Did you say Cheyenne?
Yes.
Hi, Cheyenne.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So I'm
How's it going?
It's good.
Your first convention.
I'm very overwhelmed, but I am enjoying everything so far.
Well, that's because Jared and Jensen aren't here. Yeah, that's why it's enjoyable, is what I'm saying. I'm sorry, everyone. I want to apologize on behalf of Jared for him not being here. And I want to apologize on behalf of Jensen for him not being here.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I guess I like being mean. Maybe I'm learning something about myself here. Yeah.
So I'm a chronic streamer of the supernatural gag reels and all the bloopers. I was wondering if you had a favorite gag reel moment for yourself, and then a favorite for any of your other cast members.
There was this moment when we were in a back room of the bunker where Jared was just rattling off these ridiculous things one after another, and we were laughing so hard. It was just so funny. I guess there's another moment Jared and I had that actually did make it a very small snippet of it made it into the gag reel, but it was in that episode where we're in the Stepford Wives, what's it called? Charming Acres. And the possessed Sam tackles Cass in a diner, and he's on top of me, and he had me pinned down with the cameras rolling for 20 minutes, and he's the whole time he was like, yeah, you like it like that, right? And everyone in the crew was laughing so hard. They had tears streaming down their face. The camera operator, this happens so often on Supernatural. So a lot of times we would film on a dolly, which is like this like machine that has the camera on a crane, and it has wheels, and it's very smooth, nice, slow, smooth tracking shots. But a lot of times also the camera operator would hold the camera on their shoulder for a handheld shot. So any scene that had any action in it, like for example, if you were going to tackle one character and knock them to the floor and then pin them down, that'd be a handheld shot. And and I remember in that scene just watching the camera shaking. He was laughing. The camera operator was laughing so hard. But that was a really funny one. And Phil Segrisha, our producer director, was directing that episode, and he's also the one that cuts together all of the blooper reels. And he was like, "Oh my God, this is going to be gold. This is going to be great for the blooper reel." And then later, I was like, "Hey, what happened? Why was there just like this tiny little clip in there? Why didn't you? Because it was really funny." And he was like, "Yeah, so I actually rewatched that, and then I told the assistant editor, I just sat there next to him and watched him delete the files." And I was like, "Why?" And he was like, "Because we all would have been canceled." So that's a fond memory that I have, but you don't have, because you didn't get to see it. Yeah, that was fun. I weirdly came across the worm stash video recently. It's in the blooper reel as well. We were out in a field. It was like 4 o'clock in the morning. It was raining, it was cold, it was winter in Vancouver. We're in this wet field, and maybe I found a worm. I found a worm and I held it up. And I was like, "Look guys, a worm." And I think it was Jared probably said, "Eat it." And I said, "That's disgusting. I'm not gonna eat it. I'm gonna wear it as a worm stash." And I put it on my upper lip and went like this, and there's this worm wiggling on my upper lip. And of course, for some fucking reason, the cameras were rolling. And so I came across that video, and I don't know why, but I wrote a poem about that particular thing, like relatively recently. So it's funny that you bring up favorite moments. Thank you for asking.
Yep, I'm a big fan of the Goodbye Stranger, where Naomi's controlling you and you're beating the crap out of Jensen, and the ad-libs that you guys have between each other.
What were those ad-libs? I don't remember that one.
I think Jensen was like, or you're like, "I'm your sugar daddy," and Jensen. And you were like, "You know you love me," and Jensen couldn't form words because his face was so small and he was just making weird noises.
Yeah, so there. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Good to meet you. I'm
Good
Will.
to meet you.
So we're all here because we love this fandom, and we love you as well. I kind of want to know what fandom you nerd out to, and what fandom you would have wished that you could have been a part of that you haven't had the opportunity to be part of yet.
I was a big fan of. So I grew up many years ago, and when I was like a kid and a teenager, we didn't have the internet. I didn't have a computer, and I listened to the radio a lot. And we lived in like rural western Massachusetts, so there wasn't a lot of entertainment. So I really actually listened to a lot of public radio. When I had like a summer job, I would have a radio on while I was working, and I would just listen to a lot of public radio. So I got like really into public radio. And I had some like pretty serious fanishness about All Things Considered and Click and Clack and Car Talk and like these weird, Terry Gross and Fresh Air and for my 18th birthday, my then girlfriend, who would later become my wife, and then later after that become my ex-wife. So, for my 18th birthday, she was like, she lived in Northern Virginia. And we were at her, and we were at her parents' house. At the time, my girlfriend's mother was not too happy about her having a boyfriend, especially not with one with long hair, especially not one that was a product of divorce, which is what she said. So we had gotten away. My girlfriend had gone, and this is a total sidebar, my girlfriend had gone to high school up in Massachusetts. That's where we met, in high school back where I lived. And I was a day student at this boarding school where she was a boarding student. And she got permission to go spend the weekend at her friend Misha's house, and from her parents, because her parents assumed that Misha was obviously a girl. So when they found out that she had been shacking up with this Misha character and tricking them, the mother was not happy about it. And so when I would visit her down in Virginia, I had to stay in the neighbor's basement. So I was staying in the neighbor's basement, and it was my birthday. And for my birthday, my girlfriend was taking me into DC for something special. She was like, I was like, all right, so what do I have to dress up? And she was like, no, just look nice. It's not like fancy, but just, look nice. And I was like, okay, what is it? And she's like, I'm not gonna spoil it, because she always spoiled surprises. And I was like, come on, just give me a hint. She's like, I'm not giving you a hint. I was like, fine, tell me the address of where we're going. And I said, okay. And she said, okay, 2020 M Street Northwest. And I was like, oh shit, that's NPR headquarters. I was such a fan that I knew it. So I ended up she brought me to a taping there, and we listened to an episode of All Things Considered being recorded, and then I ended up getting a job there and meeting all these people that I was that were kind of heroes to me. And then somebody asked me a similar question, and I called out this one guy, this one NPR character, reporter, Bob Garfield, while I was on stage one day. And the next day, I was at home, my phone rang, and it was Bob Garfield. Because somebody said, if you could meet anyone, living or dead, who would it be? And I'd be like, it'd be Bob Garfield, this guy Bob Garfield, who also, by the way, lived in Northern Virginia. And the next day my phone rang, and it was Bob Garfield. He was like, my Twitter just blew up. Who are you, and what's the deal? And we're still friends, he and I. Anyway, thank you for that question. Hi.
Hi, Mr. Collins.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, thanks.
My name is Lindsay. I'm
Hi,
from
Lindsay.
Yorktown. My question is, if you could insert your character into any show, what would it be and why?
I don't know, heated rivalry? No, that was a joke. I don't know. I guess it's funny, we actually did that. We did it, I wish we had done other animated, Scooby Natural was was one of the craziest things ever in television. That's never been done like that before. We actually had an entire episode of Scooby-Doo embedded within our episode, and somehow Warner Brothers let us do that. I don't know, what executive said, normally they really protect their IP. They're like, no. This show, has a storied history and a loyal following. It's Scooby-Doo. We're not going to ruin it with your weird garbage. But they let us do it, and it was totally awesome. I think it would be really, really amazing to embed. Well, we can't because our show's off the air. Keep forgetting. But The Simpsons or something like that. If we could put an episode of put ourselves in an episode of The Simpsons, that'd be pretty awesome. Yep. Well, do you have ideas?
I don't know why Family Guy came to mind.
Okay, so you're thinking along the same lines.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah,
you could
great.
be teleported in there, you could weasel your way in there.
Weaseling is what I do. Yeah, thank you.
All right,
Great
thank you.
idea. Hi.
Hi, Misha. Welcome back to Norfolk.
Thank you.
I enjoyed your book of poems.
Oh, thank
I was
you.
wondering if you planned on doing another book of poems or writing another book of some type.
I am, and I am. Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Thanks for the question. I have been writing a novel, which is totally ridiculous because I have no experience writing fiction and am basically illiterate myself. But it's been a super fascinating, fun, exciting project. It's the thing that I've been working on that I most want to find time for. Like, oh, I just wanted a couple hours. I want a couple hours to work on my writing. It's like it's sort of a dystopian near future where America's descending into autocracy and AI is taking over and oh, wait a minute. But it's a father and a daughter, and the dad is like this sort of paranoid. Wait, I'm not gonna spoil it. Anyway, I'm working on that, and I'm also hoping to write some poetry. I have written poetry. I'm hoping to publish poetry again at some point, but I don't know exactly when that'll happen.
Good luck.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi, my name's Beth. My question today is, it's so stupid, but it started a debate at work that lasted like over a
Listen,
week.
this is the place for stupid questions today. That's what our sweet spot. Don't worry about it.
Okay, so if you could only pick one, you can only eat one food for the rest of your life, but it's going to be either a chicken flavored banana or banana flavored chicken.
That's not stupid. That's very thoughtful. Well, God, I'm glad you asked this. So a chicken-flavored banana obviously brings with it some advantages. One, it's vegetarian. I'm not a vegetarian, but if you had vegetarians over and you wanted to share with them, they would be put off by the chicken flavor, of course. But you could be like, yes, but it is vegetarian.
Yeah.
You would probably die fairly quickly because you can't live off, as you all know, you can't live off bananas alone, as the old saying goes. This is not sad at all, by the way. I just had this moment of realizing, like, my show's been off the air for 5 years. And I'm sitting on stage in front of a group of strangers talking about chicken and bananas. And this is what my career has come to. I guess it's better than where I started. Whoa. I can't believe you asked that question.
It started a thing at work, it lasted over a week, and it's...
I think, well, to be honest with you, I think I'm gonna have to chew on it. I don't wanna hastily answer this question. I think it's gonna take a little masticating here to
gonna
get to the
live
bottom.
rent-free now, just-
Yeah, thanks a lot,
You're
thanks.
welcome.
I will be asking my children this question though. Oh no, they're vegetarians.
Okay.
So actually, they're gonna answer it too easily. I kinda wish I was a vegetarian at this point, because then I could have quickly answered this question and moved on. And now I'm stuck in this vortex with you. My kids, a few years ago, like 3 years ago, I was like, we had a free day, and I was like, what do you guys want to do today? Let's do something fun. And they're like, let's go see some animals. And I was like, okay. So I Googled, and I found a petting zoo that was like 45 minutes away. And so we went to the petting zoo, but it turns out it was a trap. And it was a vegan animal rescue place for factory farmed animals, where they had these like cute animals who had endured unspeakable horrors in factory farms, and now they are hobbling around on one leg and miserably deformed and still cute. And the kids were like, I'm never eating meat again. And they both, and I was like, yes, this'll wear off. It hasn't. They're both like staunch vegetarians. I just, when I eat meat and just like let it dribble down my chin. Because that's the kind of parent I am.
Thank you.
No, thank you. Hi.
Hi. My name's Esther. It's my first convention. Super excited to be here.
We're excited to have you. What is it that precipitated you deciding to join this cult?
Actually, my husband. Yep.
Is this your first time too?
Yes.
Oh my goodness! So you're both losing your virginity together.
Hey.
Wow.
Yep. It's a very, very special experience for us. So I wanted to ask you, throughout Castiel's journey in his story and character development, is there a version of Castiel that was your favorite to play?
I had the most. Well, I have a special place in my heart just for regular old dopey Cass.
Yes.
And I had the most fun, I think, playing Lucifer. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks. Hi.
Hi, my name's Allie.
Hi, Allie.
I have another really super weird question.
Oh, God.
Probably.
Help.
Probably a bit thought-provoking. Okay, so if you could dispense 5 liquids out of your fingers, like unlimited liquid out of your hand, what would it be and why? I'm sorry if I broke you. I can give you mine if that'll help.
No.
Okay.
Tea, oat milk, hot glue, pepper spray, semen. Sorry, I mean influence.
Perfect, thank you. Appreciate it.
Oh my God. What is happening? It's the Navy? Is that... The Navy needs me back, she says. Hey guys, Call of Duty, gotta go, sorry. Hi. I hesitate to offer you the opportunity to ask a question, but...
Okay, well, I have a very important question.
Okay, what is it?
If you were a Disney
Anything that says, okay. You know, we're gonna have to lay down some rules here, I'm afraid, to rein this in, folks. Your question is no longer allowed to start with, if you were, or if you had to. Not allowed. No hypothetical weird food things. Let's come up with a different question. I'll help. I'll coach you.
So now you have to answer it.
Let's talk.
Okay.
All right. What do you think? What's going? No. If you were, see, you did it again. No. Let's start over.
Okay.
If you were to come up to the microphone and ask a question that's like something that you really searchingly want to know in your life right now, like something that, what is a question that you have been struggling with yourself? Like actually struggling with? Like, how old are you?
17.
So you're 17 years old, so you're in high school? All right, what is going to be the next chapter in your life? College. Do you know where you're going?
No.
Do you know what you want to do in college?
Film and TV.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay, so that's good. I think we're getting to something here. So,
Wait.
no. Don't fall into that trap. So, all right, let me ask a question for you. That's a good point. That's a great idea. Film and television.
Yeah.
How did you come to that?
Well, I mean, I just always loved like all the behind the scenes and everything, and I just like, especially directing, that's like the dream. and I just love.
Have you ever experimented with directing like little shorts or little things with your friends? It's something you should try. Like start playing around with it on your phone. Just experiment with that in that process. I'm gonna give you, since you're asking for career advice, I'm gonna offer you some, and that's do in the work that you're in the work that you're pursuing in your academic career and after that, do the thing that actually excites you. Like just keep following that passion, but actually do it. Like actually just start directing things. Just start playing around with what that process is. Start editing on your phone. You can even mess around with like, you know, re-editing the blooper reel of Supernatural or something like that. And if you actually like find the passion in what you're doing, you're gonna have great success in your career. Thank you so much for that question.
No, you don't the answer. You are not getting away from this. All right, if you were a Disney princess, not a prince, if you were a Disney princess, who would you be and why? I need a serious answer for this.
Why?
Because it's important.
Because why?
Because I said so.
Oh, no you don't.
Yes.
Fine, Cinderella. And I'll tell you why. Because that's the only name of a Disney princess that I know. Thank you for that question. And your other question, which was better. Hi.
Hi, Misha. My name
How are
is,
you?
I'm doing okay. My name is Brittany. I want to know if you had any favorite set pieces that were fun to interact with, or cool or difficult locations to shoot at?
I guess I always lit up when I saw the pimp mobile on set. It was literally fun to play with because it had hydraulics. So, you know, like it went up and down. You could put the back end up, put the front end up, you could make it bounce. We weren't allowed to do those things because it was always a rental. We were renting it from the guy that owned it, who made, I think, $1 million renting that car to us. That's a lie, but he made a lot. And but we were forbidden. It was expensive. The hydraulics were expensive, and we played with it like the first time that it was on set, and then we weren't allowed to play with it anymore because it was like, hey, that's gonna break. And then one day Jared was in the car with me, and he started playing with it, and I was like, no, we're not allowed to do that. And he's like, ah. And then it cost $10,000 to replace the hydraulics because he did break it. But that was a fun one. I wanted the Pip-mobile at the end of the show, but then that's when they were like, but we've been renting it all along. And I was like, you've been renting it all along, you psychopaths? You could have bought that car 10 times. But they never did, so.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Jared and Jensen each got an Impala. And I think we had like 5 Impalas or something like that. And I was like, you know what, hey guys, can I have an Impala too? And they were like, well, look into that. And I didn't get a whole Impala, but I did get a dashboard. Which, I don't know if you know what a dashboard of like an old car looks like. It doesn't even, it looks like a piece of garbage. Nobody looks at it and is like, oh, that's a dashboard. It's just like, oh, there's a piece of garbage in your garage. Which is where it is, by the way. It's in my garage, because obviously you wouldn't bring something like that into your house or show it to anybody, because it's a piece of garbage. And that's what I got.
Sign it and auction it off, someone will want it.
Yeah, I actually have given away or auctioned off for charity pretty much everything that I thought, like, I had a little treasure trove of things that I stole from set. And then, and now it's like all gone. I got rid of it all. I sent a few things to Eric Kripke's house burned down in the fires of the Palisades, and I was like, well, he probably would want some of these. He probably had some souvenirs, and they're definitely gone now. So I sent a few things to him too. But I don't have much left. It's a bit of a life lesson for me. Like realize like in the future, steal more. What's that?
Or do Supernatural again.
Oh, that's a good idea. You know what? Great idea. I think I'll do that. That's good. Thank you. I'll call up Eric and be like, hey Eric, just at a convention, and Fan had a great idea, and I just wanted to run it by you. Can we do Supernatural again? Hi.
Hi, Misha. My name is Hannah.
Hi, Hannah.
I work as a mental health counselor. I was wondering if you could share your thoughts on like chasing your dreams, living your life authentically. I work a lot with clients with helping them towards those goals, and I would love to hear your thoughts on that topic.
Wow, that's lofty. Can we go back to those hypothetical questions? Gosh, I mean, I have so many thoughts on the topic, of course, but I really think that it's so important to be happy with the work you're doing in life. And I think so often, so many of us fall into ruts. And I think it's really valuable to evaluate those and take risks. Like, I think too many times, too many of us are beholden to safety and comfort and convenience and don't take that step outside of our comfort zones or into something that feels a little bit scary or a little bit uncertain. And if you're not willing to take those steps into uncertainty or scariness, then you really don't have the opportunities to do the things that you really love a lot of times. So, you know, taking risks and being patient and being perseverant are all really important, and loving what you do enough that you're happy pursuing it even in the absence of success is really the only way to have real success, I think. If you're like, I'm doing this thing so that I can be successful, so that I can have success, it's unlikely to work out. But if you're doing the thing because you love it, and you're engaged in the process and not in the product, then you're bound to have more success. I read somebody wrote recently that a quote that I really liked, which was, it's the verb of it, not the noun of it. It's the doing of the thing that inspires you and that you love. It's not the thing that you're gonna acquire or achieve by doing that work.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
So my question is, how did Cass learn how to drive?
Well, you weren't watching very carefully, because Cass was in driver's ed. You must not have seen that episode.
That would have been a great one.
That would have been a great one. We should have done that. How did Cass learn how to drive? Oh my God, you're blowing my mind right now.
It bothers me.
It bothers me so much now. And almost like, how did you keep watching the show after that? You're like, I'm sorry, but up until this point, you had me. But now Cass knows how to drive all of a sudden? I'm out. That's unrealistic. It's super hard to learn how to drive. He did have a lot of time in the Impala and sort of like stared, you know, incessantly at Dean as he was driving, so he probably picked up some, you know, visual cues there. Maybe it came as part of the download from Metatron, when he downloaded all pop culture references. Maybe somewhere embedded in that was like a manual for driving an old Cadillac.
But it was only things that Metatron found interesting.
Maybe Metatron was into old cars? Maybe. That's probably it. I think we found the answer.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi, Misha. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
My name's Jessica, and this is my first convention, and I'm here with my best friend, Dana.
Hi, Dana.
Who is the reason, the person who got me into Supernatural 10 years ago, and more importantly, got me into GISH, which literally changed my life. So I am so glad I get to say thank you for that.
Oh, thank you. That's really sweet to hear.
And the question I really want to ask is, will you promise me you'll bring it back? But I feel like that's a little unfair. So,
I was just thinking this morning about GISH as I was like lying in bed and deciding, I don't need to go for a run today. It's too cold. And I was just ruminating about, I did GISH with my dear friend who I just saw the day before. And I was just thinking, God, I wonder if I could get him to come back and do it again with me, get it started again. We did have, it was so creatively gratifying and so cool to see all of the incredibles. For those of you who don't know, GISH stands for Greatest International Scavenger Hunt, and it was this thing that I started and ran for about 10 years, and people like all over the world participated in this like crazy kind of like artistic, creative, disruptive, weird.
Random acts of kindness and get out of your comfort zone.
All right, that you would be good for our PR team. Thank you.
I spent 25 years in PR, so I accept.
Okay.
But so my question is, you know how with GISH every year that you did it, like anybody doing it could always like come up with an item and submit it. What would Cass have come up with, and would you have accepted it for the list?
Wow. Well, certainly I would have, like if an actual angel submitted a GISH item, I think I definitely would have had to have included it. I don't know why this came into my head just now, but it feels true, so I'm gonna just say this is what Cass would have said. There were a lot of like little challenges in GISH, like do this difficult thing or this slightly gross thing or this. The first thing that I ever got a submission from on GISH was the item. Well, this was the thing that you had to fulfill. You usually had to take a photo or a video and then send it in to me. The first one, the very first GISH I ran, the very first item submission that came into my email that first year was just like people were emailing me the things. First one, the item was cover yourself head to toe in nothing but cotton candy with only your face showing and red lipstick smeared on your face. I don't know where the hell that came from in my head, but this first submission came into my email, and it was like, it populated slowly, like back in the old days, right? Like the photo slowly resolved on my screen, and it was this kid standing in his poorly lit bedroom. He was like I don't know, like a 17-year-old kid in the Philippines, completely covered in cotton candy, with it like half melting onto his skin, and his face was covered in lipstick, and the expression on his face was just he was basically had been tarred and feathered, right? And he looked so both like mortified and miserable at the same time. And I saw this picture populating, and it just like, I like thought to myself, this is why I was put on the planet. I've never been this happy in my life. So Cass's item would be hold 3 tablespoons of peanut butter in your mouth for 15 minutes without swallowing. There you go.
How many points?
Because Castiel ate peanut butter, right? When he was like experimenting with being a human, he discovered peanut butter, but he didn't actually eat as an angel, so I think it fits, you know?
How many points?
Probably only 25 points. It's a pretty low point item, I'm sorry to say. Yeah. Thank you for your GISH feedback there. It was nice to hear. Appreciate it. One of the items that we had in GISH one year was project a poem. I'm thinking of this because there's so many naval vessels here in Norfolk, but it was project the text of an Emily Dickinson poem on the hull of a naval warship. And there were these really arresting photos of, at night of like poetry projected onto the hulls of warship. And I use the term arresting purposefully because some people did get arrested doing that. There were a surprisingly large number of arrests in GISH. And not for that item, but for there was also a court martial. So we had a good time. It was fun. Hi.
Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
My name is Amber. I'm from Suffolk. I want to know, what is the most Castile thing you've ever accidentally done in real life?
I did call my son an ass butt recently. And it was reflexive. It wasn't like me trying to be funny. I was like, oh my God, how did that come out? So that was pretty Castile-ish, I think.
Thank you so much.
I realize there's an opportunity for me to plug one other thing while I'm up here. The GISH reference there made me think of it because we're doing some slightly GIShy things at the moment on my Substack. Do you have that QR code?
There it is. Yeah.
It was up?
It's up now.
If you want, you just take a picture of that and you can look at it later. But we've been like giving some GIShy challenges and then giving some prizes to people who do those things or win those things. So it's been kind of a fun community. There's a few people here, like you and you. There's a few people here, and you, who have been participating in the Substack community, which is kind of evolving into a little community, which is kind of fun. I guess some of you are getting together and having dinner here. If you're a part of the Substack community, you should look on the comments because there's a dinner get-together tomorrow night for those of you who are participating. See, I'm doing your PR now. It's not you, is it? You're welcome. All right. Yes, where are we? I'm lost. Hi.
Hi, my name's Rebecca. How are
Hi,
you?
Rebecca. I'm good, thanks. That's my mom's name.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I was just wondering, I'm sorry to ask an if question.
Oh, no.
It's not bad, it's not bad. It's about the show, it's about the show.
Okay, fine.
Okay, if you could pick one song to be in the series, there's obviously a lot of songs already in it, but one song. What song would it be and what scene would you imagine it in?
Well, I have a ready answer, which is Highway to Hell.
I mean, that's a good choice.
And it's the scene where Cass is rocking the baby to sleep. Because that was supposed to be the song that Cass was singing to the baby. It was Highway to Hell. And I learned it, got to set, and they were like, so we couldn't get the rights to Highway to Hell, but we could get the rights to the Greatest American Hero theme song. So I had to run back to my trailer and try to learn the Greatest American Hero theme song, but I always regretted that I didn't have the chance to rock a baby to sleep singing Highway to Hell.
Yeah.
So thanks for allowing me to vent there. Hi.
Hi, my name is Hannah.
Hi, Hannah.
So I've been traveling a lot thanks to Supernatural, and I was wondering if you've traveled to every state in the continental U.S., and if you have, which one's your favorite to travel to?
I don't think I've kept track. I don't think I have traveled to I think I've missed, like, South Dakota.
It's so beautiful.
Is it?
It's so beautiful.
Is that your favorite state?
No, Montana gets it. It's
Oh,
so
Montana
far. I
is
haven't done
pretty
the South
spectacular.
yet.
I went, the first time I went to Montana was on a bike trip, and I brought like a bunch of friends. There were like 10 of us, and we did this like bike trip around Montana, and it was totally awesome and had so much fun. But my wife we got there and we were like setting up all of the gear for our bikes. We went to this bike store and everybody was like getting extra tubes and figuring out any tune-ups that we needed and lube for the chain and everything. And they on the shelf there was this like, you know how you have the water bottle cages, like the little cage where you put the water bottle on your bike? Well, they had something that fit onto one of those, but it was bear spray. And my wife was like, oh, we need to get that.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, we don't. We're riding on highways. We're not like out on logging roads in the middle of nowhere. We do not need a can of bear spray. And also there's 10 of us. Like, we're 10 bikers. We're not gonna get attacked by a bear. And she was like, no, we need to get it. And I was like, oh my God, we don't. She was like, we do. So you can see why we got divorced. And so I was like, all right, fine. But I begrudgingly spent $50 and bought this bear spray and put it on my bike. And then we were riding on this open highway in Montana, and I was in the front of the group of 10 friends, out in the middle of nowhere, and there was like a crack in the cement on the highway, and my front tire hit it. It was like one of those jarring bumps, and it knocked the bear spray out of the holster, and it hit the ground, and it started spraying. And so I pepper sprayed all 10 of us. And then we had to ride like a couple of miles to get to the first like gas station where there was a sink and everybody ran in. But there was like 3 guys at the sink washing their hands, and I was like, and their faces, and I was like, all right, I guess I'll go pee while they're doing that. Terrible mistake. So, yeah, thanks for bringing up Montana. Yeah. Hi, guys. Hi,
I mean,
guys.
she's there.
I think you should ask a question.
Yeah, me too.
You've waited all this time, and you have such a nice T-shirt on.
Right.
Hi.
Hi.
My name is Amber.
Hi, Amber.
I just graduated from film school last year.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. And I wanted to know what advice you have for someone starting out in the industry with like getting jobs.
See, now that 17-year-old could have asked that question. Starting out in the industry and getting jobs. Guys, you came at just the right time.
Well, it's your panel.
Yeah, I would not want to step on your toes, buddy. This is your time to shine.
I think don't immediately, this is like genuine practical advice, don't immediately go to New York or LA or Atlanta and try to like jump in with the big fish. Start locally and just build up a body of work. Like, get familiar, spend a lot of time on set, do all of the jobs, just learn everything. Like, everything that you learn, all of that intricacy is gonna be helpful. And also, like, be creative. What do you wanna do? You wanna be a writer, director? Or what?
I wanted to do editing.
You wanna do editing. So that's so great, because you can start by editing anything. There's like so much stuff that needs to be edited these days, and just keep working at it. The more you work that muscle, the better the work you'll do is. And I would also say one thing about editing that I think a lot of people overlook. Editing is really about storytelling, and you really have to learn to think like a storyteller. If you want to edit well, it's not just technical. Somebody can be technically really great at editing and actually cut together a really bad edit.
It's funny, you're 100% right. I always say the difference is there's assembling things, which is not artistic, but it makes sense. And then the storytelling about that's when you're really getting into the editing of it.
The other thing I would add is that you've got rich choices. That you have all the technology you need right on your phone, right on your laptop, so it's a great place to practice.
Right.
Editing it's an awesome and easy to get into field, I think. Like that one, it's like if you're going to start out as a director, that's a lot harder. There's a lot more that you have to do to get there. But editing, you can make happen. And I'll say, just starting out, another thing that I found really useful, and is what I did when I was starting. In fact, when I got my first job on camera here in Norfolk, I had done this in advance in order to sort of pave the way. Just lie on your resume. Right.
Say that you served in the Navy.
That's right. Stolen valor, whatever it takes.
Yeah, that's actually uncomfortably good advice from you, the whole thing. And good luck to you, by the way.
Thank you.
I mean, you know, hey, we Oh, really? Aw. Oh. Hey, Rob.
Mark just delivered. Hello, Marcus. For those who are at home listening on radio, Misha just received a letter from.
What's all this white powder all over everything? Oh.
Well, whatever you do, don't read it out loud.
I got another one.
Was that to a wrong guy?
Yeah, I gave it the wrong one. The other one.
Dear Rob Benedict, your apology is accepted. Please, let's not let that kind of touching happen again.
It does get confusing. That does look like an M. It is an M.
It's a W?
Oh, I got it wrong.
Mr. Benedict.
All right, bye.
It was.
You're not funny. You think you're funny, you're not funny.
I guess it said Mark Pellegrino. Thank you. Last night was so amazing. I'm still trembling.
In great moments of panels, that wasn't one. Ladies and gentlemen, Misha Collins!